Question 1. Which of the following best describes the principle of indemnity in personal lines insurance? A. The insured must have a financial interest in the property being insured. B. The insurance company will restore the insured to the financial position they were in before the loss, no better and no worse. C. The insured must provide all relevant information truthfully and completely. D. The process of evaluating the risk and determining the appropriate premium for the insurance coverage. Question 2. John recently purchased a home in South Carolina and is considering adding an endorsement to his homeowner's insurance policy. He wants to cover high-value items such as his wife's diamond ring and his collection of rare coins. What type of endorsement should John add to his policy? A. Personal property replacement cost endorsement. B. Scheduled personal property endorsement. C. Inflation guard endorsement. D. Water backup and sump overflow endorsement. Question 3. In South Carolina, Mr. Smith's personal auto policy includes liability coverage, Part A. One evening, Mr. Smith accidentally hits a pedestrian while driving. The pedestrian incurs medical expenses and lost wages due to the accident. Which part of Mr. Smith's policy will respond to these expenses? A. Medical payments coverage, Part B. B. Uninsured underinsured motorist coverage, Part C. C. Coverage for damage to your auto, Part D. D. Liability coverage, Part A. Question 4. Which of the following is NOT typically covered under a standard homeowner's insurance policy in South Carolina? A. Fire damage. B. Theft of personal property. C. Flood damage. D. Vandalism. Question 5. Which of the following best describes insurable interest in personal lines insurance? A. The insured must have a financial stake in the property insured. B. The insured must be completely honest and disclose all relevant information. C. The insurance company evaluates and prices the risk. D. The policyholder is entitled to recover more than the actual financial loss. Question 6. In South Carolina, which type of policy would best suit a landlord seeking to insure a rental property? A. Homeowner's policy, HA3. B. Dwelling policy, DPIT3. C. Personal auto policy, BAT. D. Personal umbrella policy. Question 7. What is the primary purpose of a personal umbrella policy in South Carolina? A. To cover gaps in health insurance. B. To provide excess liability coverage beyond underlying policies. C. To insure high-value personal property items. D. To cover flood damage not included in homeowners insurance. Question 8. Under the South Carolina personal auto policy, what type of coverage applies if you are involved in an accident with an uninsured driver? A. Liability coverage, Part B. Medical payments coverage, Part B. C. Uninsured underinsured motorist coverage, Part C. D. Coverage for damage to your auto, Part D. Question 9. Mrs. Taylor's home in South Carolina is damaged by a windstorm. Which part of her homeowner's insurance policy will respond to this loss? A. Dwelling coverage, coverage B. Other structures, coverage B. C. Personal property, coverage C. D. Loss of use, coverage D. Question 10. Which of the following is an example of an open peril policy? A. Homeowner's policy, HA2. B. Dwelling policy, DPA1. C. Homeowner's policy, HA5. D. Dwelling policy, DPA2. Question 11. Which of the following is NOT typically included in the basic coverage of a personal articles floater in South Carolina? A. Jewelry. B. Fine art. C. Automobiles. D. Collectibles. Question 12. What is the primary function of the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, in South Carolina? A. To provide coverage for earthquake damage. B. To insure against flood damage. C. To cover damages from windstorms. D. To provide personal liability coverage. Question 13. In South Carolina, which of the following is required to maintain a valid insurance license? A. Passing the insurance exam with a minimum score of 75%. B. Completing continuing education requirements. C. Selling a minimum number of policies annually. D. Providing free insurance consultations to the public. Question 14. Which of the following best describes moral hazard in the context of insurance? A. The tendency of a person to take more risks because they are insured. B. The risk of loss due to natural disasters. C. The practice of insurance companies evaluating the risk before issuing a policy. D. The chance of loss due to the insured's honest mistake. Question 15. Under a South Carolina personal auto policy, which part covers the medical expenses of the insured and passengers in the event of an accident? A. Liability coverage. Part of B. Medical payments coverage. Part B. C. Uninsured under insured motorist coverage. Part C. D. Coverage for damage to your auto. Part D. Question 16. Which of the following would typically be excluded under a standard homeowner's insurance policy in South Carolina? A. Fire damage. B. Earthquake damage. C. Theft. D. Vandalism. Question 17. If a homeowner in South Carolina wants to insure the full replacement cost of their home, which type of coverage should they consider? A. Actual cash value coverage. B. Replacement cost coverage. C. Stated value coverage. D. Market value coverage. Question 18. Which of the following is a key characteristic of a health maintenance organization? A. TMO plan. A. Flexibility to choose any healthcare provider. B. Higher out-of-pocket costs for in-network services. C. Requirement to select a primary care physician PCP. D. No requirement for referrals to see specialists. Question 19. Mr. Anderson, a resident of South Carolina, owns a watercraft and wants to insure it. Which type of coverage should he consider to protect against liability for bodily injury or property damage he may cause while operating the watercraft? A. Medical payments coverage. B. Uninsured boaters coverage. C. Liability coverage. D. Physical damage coverage. Question 20. Which of the following is NOT a factor typically considered by underwriters when determining the premium for a homeowner's insurance policy in South Carolina? A. The home's location. B. The insured's credit history. C. The home's purchase price. D. The type of construction materials used. Question 21. In the context of personal lines insurance, what does the term utmost good faith refer to? A. The insurer's obligation to pay claims promptly. B. The insured's obligation to provide accurate and complete information. C. The process of evaluating and pricing risk. D. The principle that the insured should not profit from a loss. Question 22. What type of insurance policy is designed to provide additional liability coverage beyond the limits of the insured's homeowners and auto insurance policies? A. Personal property floater. B. Personal umbrella policy. C. Dwelling policy. D. Inland marine policy. Question 23. Under a South Carolina homeowner's policy, which coverage part provides for additional living expenses if the insured's home becomes uninhabitable due to covered peril? A. Dwelling coverage. Coverage B. Personal property. Coverage C. C. Loss of use. Coverage D. D. Medical payments to others. Coverage F. Question 24. Which of the following describes self-insured retention in the ECA personal umbrella policy? A. The amount the insured must pay out of pocket before the umbrella policy provides coverage. B. The total limit of liability coverage provided by the umbrella policy. C. The premium paid for the umbrella policy. D. The value of the insured's assets protected by the umbrella policy. Question 25. Which type of policy would provide coverage for personal property while it is being transported from one location to another in South Carolina? A. Personal auto policy, PAP. B. A homeowner's policy. C. Inland marine policy. D. Personal liability policy. Question 26. What is the primary purpose of the fair rental value? Coverage D. In a South Carolina dwelling policy, A. To cover the cost of repairs to the dwelling. B. To reimburse the insured for lost rental income if the rental property becomes uninhabitable due to a covered loss. C. To provide liability coverage for injuries on the property. D. To insure personal property within the rental unit. Question 27. Which of the following coverages in a South Carolina homeowner's policy would protect against the theft of a valuable piece of jewelry? A. Dwelling coverage. Coverage A. B. Personal property coverage. C. Loss of use coverage. D. Medical payments to others coverage. F. Question 28. Which of the following would be covered under an open peril policy but not under a named peril policy in South Carolina? A. Fire damage. B. Theft. C. Vandalism. D. Mysterious disappearance. Question 29. Under South Carolina's insurance regulations, what is the primary role of the state insurance department? A. To sell insurance policies directly to consumers. B. To provide legal representation for insurance companies. C. To regulate and oversee the insurance industry within the state. D. To develop insurance products for insurers. Question 30. If a South Carolina resident's home is severely damaged by an earthquake, which type of insurance would they need to cover the damage? A. Homeowner's policy. B. Earthquake insurance. C. Flood insurance. D. Dwelling policy. Correct answer. B. The insurance company will restore the insured to the financial position they were in before the loss, no better and no worse. Explanation. The principle of indemnity is a fundamental insurance principle designed to prevent the insured from profiting from a loss. This principle ensures that the insurance payout does not exceed the actual financial loss suffered, thereby restoring the insured to the same financial position they were in prior to the loss. This is crucial to maintain the concept of insurance as a risk management tool rather than a means of profit. In South Carolina, as in other states, this principle is upheld to ensure fair and equitable treatment of all policyholders. Correct answer. B. Scheduled personal property endorsement. Explanation. A scheduled personal property endorsement allows the insured to specifically list high-value items such as jewelry, art, and rare collectibles, providing broader coverage than a standard homeowner's policy. This endorsement ensures these items are covered for their full appraised value, often without being subject to the policy deductible. In South Carolina, this endorsement is especially useful for individuals who own valuable personal property that exceeds the coverage limits of their standard policy. Correct answer. D. Liability coverage. Part explanation. Liability coverage, Part A, of a personal auto policy covers bodily injury and property damage for which the insured driver is legally responsible. This includes medical expenses, lost wages, and other related costs incurred by the injured party. In South Carolina, liability coverage is mandatory and designed to protect the insured from financial loss due to legal liability for an accident. It ensures that the injured party is compensated for their injuries and losses up to the policy limits. Correct answer. C. Flood damage. Explanation. Standard homeowners insurance policies generally do not cover flood damage. Coverage for flooding must be purchased separately, typically through the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP. In South Carolina, as in other states, flood insurance is crucial for properties located in flood-prone areas. This exclusion underscores the importance of homeowners understanding the specific risks their properties face and acquiring appropriate additional coverage where necessary. Correct answer. A. The insured must have a financial stake in the property insured. Explanation. Insurable interest means that the insured must have a financial stake in the property insured. This principle prevents individuals from purchasing insurance on property they have no financial interest in, thereby preventing insurance fraud. In South Carolina, this concept ensures that only individuals who would suffer a financial loss from damage or destruction of the property can insure. Correct answer. B. Dwelling policy, DP3. Explanation. A dwelling policy, DP3, is specifically designed for rental properties and provides coverage for the building itself, other structures on the property, and personal property used to maintain the rental. Unlike a homeowner's policy, a E3 policy does not cover the tenant's personal property. In South Carolina, landlords often opt for DP3 policies to ensure comprehensive coverage for their rental properties against various perils. Correct answer. B. To provide excess liability coverage beyond underlying policies. Explanation. A personal umbrella policy provides additional liability coverage above the limits of the insured's underlying policies, such as homeowners and auto insurance. This type of policy offers protection against large and potentially devastating liability claims or judgments. In South Carolina, as elsewhere, it is a valuable tool for individuals seeking to protect their assets from significant liability risks. Correct answer. C. Uninsured under insured motorist coverage, Part C. Explanation. Uninsured under insured motorist coverage, Part C, protects the insured in the event of an accident where the at-fault driver has no insurance or insufficient insurance. This coverage ensures that the insured's medical expenses, lost wages, and other costs are covered. In South Carolina, this type of coverage is crucial due to the risk of encountering uninsured or underinsured drivers on the road. Correct answer. A. Dwelling coverage. Coverage A. Explanation. Dwelling coverage. Coverage A. Provides protection for the structure of the home itself against covered perils such as windstorms. In South Carolina, windstorm coverage is particularly important due to the state's susceptibility to hurricanes and severe weather. This part of the policy ensures that repairs or rebuilding costs are covered if the main structure of the home is damaged. Correct answer. C. Homeowners policy H5. Explanation. In open peril policies such as the homeowners policy H5 provides coverage for all risks except those specifically excluded in the policy. This means that any loss not expressly excluded will be covered. In contrast, named peril policies like the HA2 and DPIP2 only cover losses specifically listed in the policy. In South Carolina, a HA5 policy offers broad and comprehensive coverage, making it a popular choice for homeowners seeking extensive protection. Correct answer. C. Automobiles. Explanation. Automobiles are not typically covered under a personal articles floater. This type of policy is designed to cover high-value personal property items such as jewelry, fine art, and collectibles, which might have limited coverage under standard homeowners policies. In South Carolina, automobiles are usually covered under a separate auto insurance policy that addresses the specific risks and coverage needs associated with vehicles. Correct answer. B. To insure against flood damage. Explanation. The National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, was established to provide insurance coverage for flood damage, which is typically excluded from standard homeowners policies. In South Carolina, which is prone to flooding, the NFIP offers critical protection for homeowners, allowing them to recover financially from flood-related losses. This federal program helps mitigate the financial impact of floods on individuals and communities. Correct answer. B. Completing continuing education requirements. Explanation. To maintain a valid insurance license in South Carolina, insurance agents and brokers must fulfill continuing education requirements. These requirements ensure that professionals stay updated on changes in laws, regulations, and industry practices. This ongoing education is crucial for maintaining high standards of knowledge and competence in the insurance field. Correct answer. A. The tendency of a person to take more risks because they are insured. Explanation. Moral hazard refers to the tendency of individuals to take on greater risks because they know they are protected by insurance. This concept highlights the potential for increased risk-taking behavior when the financial consequences of those risks are mitigated by insurance coverage. In South Carolina, as elsewhere, insurers consider moral hazard when underwriting policies to ensure that premiums accurately reflect the risk. Correct answer. B. Medical payments coverage, Part B. Explanation. Medical payments coverage, Part B, provides payment for medical expenses incurred by the insured and passengers in the event of an accident, regardless of who is at fault. This coverage helps ensure that immediate medical costs are taken care of, which is particularly important in states like South Carolina, where medical expenses can quickly escalate following an accident. Correct answer. B. Earthquake damage. Explanation. Standard homeowners insurance policies typically exclude earthquake damage. Coverage for earthquakes must be purchased separately, often as an endorsement to the existing homeowners policy or as a standalone policy. In South Carolina, although less prone to earthquakes than some other states, residents in certain areas might still consider this additional coverage to protect against potential seismic events. Correct answer. B. Replacement cost coverage. Explanation. Replacement cost coverage ensures that the policyholder is reimbursed for the full cost of replacing the damaged property with new property of like kind and quality without deduction for depreciation. This type of coverage is crucial for homeowners who want to be able to fully rebuild or repair their home after a covered loss. In South Carolina, this coverage provides peace of mind that the insured can restore their property to its original state without significant out-of-pocket expenses. Correct answer. C. Requirement to select a primary care physician PCP. Explanation. A key characteristic of health maintenance organization HMO plans is the requirement for members to select a primary care physician PCP. The PCP serves as the gatekeeper for the members' healthcare needs, providing referrals to specialists and coordinating care. In South Carolina, as in other states, HMOs often offer lower premiums and out-of-pocket costs, but with more restrictions on provider choice and access to specialists. Correct answer. C. Liability coverage. Explanation. Liability coverage for watercraft insurance protects the policyholder against financial loss due to legal liability for bodily injury or property damage caused while operating the watercraft. This coverage is essential for boat owners like Mr. Anderson in South Carolina, as it helps cover legal fees, settlements, and judgments resulting from accidents on the water. Correct answer. C. The home's purchase price. Explanation. The home's purchase price is not typically a factor considered by underwriters when determining the premium for a homeowner's insurance policy. Instead, underwriters focus on factors such as the home's location, the insured's credit history, the type of construction materials used, and the risk of certain perils. In South Carolina, these factors help determine the likelihood and potential cost of claims, which in turn affects the premium. Correct answer. B. The insured's obligation to provide accurate and complete information. Explanation. Utmost good faith is a principle that requires both parties in an insurance contract, the insurer and the insured, to act honestly and not withhold critical information. The insured must provide accurate and complete information when applying for insurance and when filing claims. In South Carolina, as in other states, this principle ensures that insurers can assess risk accurately and provide appropriate coverage. Correct answer. B. Personal umbrella policy. Explanation. A personal umbrella policy provides additional liability coverage beyond the limits of the insured's underlying homeowners and auto insurance policies. This type of policy offers extra protection against significant liability claims and lawsuits, safeguarding the insured's assets. In South Carolina, individuals with substantial assets or high exposure to liability risks often purchase umbrella policies for enhanced security. Correct answer. C. Loss of use coverage D. Explanation. Loss of use coverage D provides reimbursement for additional living expenses incurred if the insured's home becomes uninhabitable due to covered peril. This coverage ensures that the insured can maintain their standard of living while their home is being repaired or rebuilt. In South Carolina, this part of the policy is crucial for homeowners who might need temporary housing and other necessities following significant damage to their home. Correct answer. A. The amount the insured must pay out of pocket before the umbrella policy provides coverage. Explanation. Self-insured retention, sir, is the amount the insured must pay out of pocket before the personal umbrella policy starts to provide coverage. It functions similarly to a deductible, covering costs that the underlying policy does not. In South Carolina, understanding SIR is important for individuals purchasing umbrella policies as it affects their financial responsibility in the event of a claim. Correct answer. C. Inland marine policy. Explanation. Inland marine policies provide coverage for personal property while it is being transported from one location to another. This type of insurance is particularly useful for high-value items or goods frequently moved or shipped. In South Carolina, inland marine coverage is essential for individuals and businesses that need to protect property during transit. Correct answer. B. To reimburse the insured for lost rental income if the rental property becomes uninhabitable due to covered loss. Explanation. Fair rental value coverage D reimburses the insured for lost rental income if the rental property becomes uninhabitable due to covered loss. This coverage ensures that landlords in South Carolina can continue to receive rental income while their property is being repaired or rebuilt, providing financial stability during the recovery period. Correct answer. B. Personal property coverage C. Explanation. Personal property coverage C protects against the theft of personal belongings, including valuable items like jewelry. However, standard policies often have sublimits for high-value items, so additional endorsements or floaters may be necessary to ensure full coverage. In South Carolina, homeowners with valuable personal property should review their policies and consider additional coverage to protect against theft and other risks. Correct answer. D. Mysterious disappearance. Explanation. An open peril policy covers all risks except those specifically excluded, while a named peril policy only covers risks that are explicitly listed. Mysterious disappearance, which refers to the unexplained loss of property, would typically be covered under an open peril policy but not under a named peril policy. In South Carolina, this distinction is important for policyholders seeking comprehensive protection for their personal property. Correct answer. C. To regulate and oversee the insurance industry within the state. Explanation. The primary role of the state insurance department in South Carolina is to regulate and oversee the insurance industry. This includes licensing insurance professionals, ensuring that insurers comply with state laws and regulations, protecting consumers, and maintaining a stable insurance market. The department's oversight helps ensure fair practices and the financial solvency of insurance companies operating in the state. Correct answer. B. Earthquake insurance. Explanation. Earthquake damage is typically excluded from standard homeowners insurance policies. Therefore, residents would need a separate earthquake insurance policy to cover the damages resulting from seismic activities. In South Carolina, while earthquakes are less common than in some other states, purchasing this additional coverage can be crucial for homeowners in earthquake-prone areas to protect their investment and ensure coverage for repairs or rebuilding. Question 31. Which of the following is an example of a peril typically covered under a two broad form dwelling policy in South Carolina? A. Nuclear hazard. B. Earthquake. C. Falling objects. D. War. Question 32. In South Carolina, which coverage under a personal auto policy, PAP, would pay for damage to the insured's vehicle caused by a collision with another car? A. Liability coverage, Part B. Medical payments coverage, Part B. C. Uninsured under insured motorist coverage, Part C. D. Collision coverage, Part D. Question 33. Which of the following describes the principle of indemnity in insurance? A. The insured should not profit from a loss but should be restored to the financial position before the loss. B. The insured must have a financial stake in the property insured. C. Both parties must act with utmost good faith. D. The insurance company evaluates and prices the risk. Question 34. What is the primary difference between a HA3 and an HA5 homeowners insurance policy in South Carolina? A. HA3 covers open perils for the dwelling and named perils for personal property. HA5 covers open perils for both. B. HA3 is only for rental properties. A HA5 is for owner-occupied homes. C. HA3 provides replacement cost coverage. A HA5 provides actual cash value coverage. D. HA3 includes liability coverage. A HA5 does not. Question 35. Ms. Johnson has a personal articles floater for her valuable jewelry in South Carolina. What type of coverage does this floater provide? A. Coverage for all perils including wear and tear. B. Coverage for named perils only. C. Coverage for all perils except those specifically excluded. D. Coverage only for theft. Question 36. Which type of insurance policy is designed to cover high-value personal property that standard homeowners policies may limit coverage on? A. Personal liability policy. B. Dwelling policy. C. Personal articles floater. D. Inland marine policy. Question 37. In the context of personal lines insurance, what does the term actual cash value mean? A. The replacement cost of an item minus depreciation. B. The market value of an item when purchased. C. The original purchase price of an item. D. The cost to replace an item with a new one of like kind and quality. Question 38. What type of coverage does a named peril homeowners insurance policy provide? A. Coverage for all perils except those specifically excluded. B. Coverage only for specific perils listed in the policy. C. Coverage for high-value personal property items. D. Coverage for liability claims and legal fees. Question 39. Which part of a South Carolina homeowners insurance policy provides coverage for detached structures such as a garage or shed? A. Dwelling coverage, coverage B. Other structures, coverage B. C. Personal property, coverage C. D. Loss of use, coverage D. Question 40. Which of the following would typically be covered under the medical payments to others? Coverage F. In a South Carolina homeowner's policy, A. Medical expenses for the insured's family members. B. Medical expenses for a guest who is injured on the insured's property. C. Legal fees resulting from a liability claim. D. Damage to the insured's personal property. Question 41. In South Carolina, what is the primary purpose of the increased cost to compliance coverage in a flood insurance policy? A. To cover additional living expenses after a flood. B. To cover the cost of bringing a home into compliance with local floodplain management laws. C. To provide coverage for personal property damage by a flood. D. To insure high-value personal property items. Question 42. Which of the following best describes the adverse selection in the insurance industry? A. Insurers charging higher premiums for high-risk individuals. B. The tendency of individuals with higher risk to seek insurance coverage. C. The practice of insurers denying coverage to high-risk individuals. D. The process of insurers selecting low-risk individuals for coverage. Question 43. Mr. Smith has a South Carolina homeowner's insurance policy with a $500 deductible. If he files a claim for $5,000 in damages, how much will his insurance company pay? A. $5,000. B. $4,500. C. $5,500. D. $500. Question 44. Which of the following statements is true regarding flood insurance availability in South Carolina? A. Flood insurance is included in standard homeowners policies. B. Flood insurance can only be purchased through private insurers. C. Flood insurance is available through the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP. D. Flood insurance is not necessary in South Carolina. Question 45. What is the primary function of loss assessment coverage ICA South Carolina homeowners insurance policy? A. To cover the cost of legal fees resulting from liability claims. B. To cover the insured share of losses assessed by a homeowners association. C. To cover the cost of repairing the insured's personal property. D. To cover additional living expenses after a covered loss. Question 46. Which of the following best describes the replacement cost method of valuation in insurance? A. The current market value of the insured item. B. The cost to replace the insured item with a new one of like kind and quality without deduction for depreciation. C. The original purchase price of the insured item. D. The depreciated value of the insured item. Question 47. Under South Carolina insurance regulations, what is the purpose of a notice of cancellation clause in an insurance policy? A. To inform the insured of an upcoming premium increase. B. To notify the insured that the policy is being canceled by the insurer. C. To provide information about coverage limits and exclusions. D. To outline the procedure for filing a claim. Question 48. Which of the following is NOT typically covered under a standard South Carolina homeowners insurance policy? A. Fire damage. B. Theft of personal property. C. Earthquake damage. D. Liability for injuries to guests. Question 49. What is the primary purpose of the appraisal cost for ICA homeowners insurance policy? A. To determine the value of the policyholder's home for premium calculation. B. To settle disputes between the insurer and insured regarding the amount of a loss. C. To outline the exclusions and limitations of the policy. D. To provide coverage for high-value items. Question 50. In South Carolina, what is the primary role of an insurance adjuster? A. To sell insurance policies to consumers. B. To evaluate and settle insurance claims. C. To provide legal advice to policyholders. D. To develop new insurance products for insurers. Question 51. Which type of policy is specifically designed to provide liability coverage for lawsuits resulting from injuries or property damage caused by the insured? A. Personal auto policy PAP. B. A homeowner's policy. C. Umbrella policy. D. Dwelling policy. Question 52. What is the purpose of the coinsurance clause of ICA property insurance policy? A. To require the insured to carry insurance equal to a specified percentage of the property's value. B. To limit the amount payable for certain types of personal property. C. To provide coverage for indirect losses resulting from a covered peril. D. To outline the conditions under which the insurer can cancel the policy. Question 53. Which of the following is an example of a moral hazard in the context of insurance? A. A homeowner installing a security system to reduce risk. B. An individual intentionally damaging their own property to collect insurance proceeds. C. A driver purchasing higher liability limits to protect against lawsuits. D. An insurer raising premiums for high-risk policyholders. Question 54. In a South Carolina homeowner's insurance policy, what is the primary purpose of ordinance or law coverage? A. To cover the cost of rebuilding the current building codes after a covered loss. B. To provide liability coverage for injuries to guests on the property. C. To cover the cost of personal property damaged in a natural disaster. D. To insure against the risk of fire damage. Question 55. Which of the following would typically be excluded under a standard homeowner's insurance policy in South Carolina? A. Fire damage. B. Windstorm damage. C. Theft of personal property. D. Intentional damage caused by the insured. Question 56. Under a South Carolina homeowner's insurance policy, what is the primary purpose of additional living expenses coverage? D. A. To cover the cost of rebuilding the home after a loss. B. To pay for temporary living expenses if the home is uninhabitable due to covered loss. C. To provide liability coverage for injuries to guests. D. To cover medical payments to others. Question 57. Which of the following statements best describes the concept of insurable interest in insurance? A. The insured must have a legal or financial interest in the property insured at the time of loss. B. The insured must pay premiums to maintain the policy. C. The insured must file a claim within a certain period after a loss. D. The insured must agree to the terms and conditions of the policy. Question 58. In the context of South Carolina insurance, what is a binder? A. A document outlining policy exclusions. B. A temporary insurance contract providing coverage until a formal policy is issued. C. A policy endorsement that adds additional coverage. D. A receipt for payment of an insurance premium. Question 59. Which of the following best explains the duty to defend provision in a liability insurance policy? A. The insurer's obligation to defend the insured in a lawsuit alleging covered damages. B. The insured's responsibility to provide accurate information to the insurer. C. The policyholder's duty to mitigate damages after a loss. D. The insurer's requirement to pay for all legal expenses related to any lawsuit. Question 60. Which of the following is an example of a pure risk in insurance terms? A. Investing in the stock market. B. Starting a new business. C. The possibility of a house fire. D. Gambling at a casino. Correct answer. C. Falling objects. Explanation. A D2 broad form dwelling policy covers named perils, including falling objects. This form provides more extensive coverage than the basic D1 form but still lists specific covered perils. In South Carolina, homeowners opting for a D2 policy will have coverage for common risks like fire, windstorm, and falling objects, but not for perils such as nuclear hazard, earthquakes, or war, which are typically excluded or require additional coverage. Correct answer. D. Collision coverage, Part D. Explanation. Collision coverage, Part D, under a personal auto policy pays for damage to the insured's vehicle resulting from a collision with another car or object. This coverage is essential for drivers who want to protect their vehicles from physical damage due to accidents. In South Carolina, having collision coverage ensures that repair or replacement costs are covered after an at-fault or not at-fault collision. Correct answer. A. The insured should not profit from a loss but should be restored to the financial position before the loss. Explanation. The principle of indemnity ensures that the insured is restored to the financial position they were in before the loss without profiting from the claim. This principle is fundamental in insurance to prevent moral hazard and ensure fairness. In South Carolina, indemnity helps maintain the integrity of insurance contracts by ensuring that claims payments are based on actual financial loss, not profit. Correct answer. A HA3 covers open perils for the dwelling and named perils for personal property. A HA5 covers open perils for both. Explanation. A HA3 policy provides open peril coverage for the dwelling and named peril coverage for personal property, whereas a HA5 policy offers open peril coverage for both the dwelling and personal property. This means that the HA5 policy provides more comprehensive coverage. In South Carolina, homeowners seeking broader protection for their personal belongings may prefer the HA5 policy. Correct answer. C. Coverage for all perils except those specifically excluded. Explanation. A personal articles floater typically provides coverage for all perils except those specifically excluded. This type of policy is designed to offer comprehensive protection for high-value items such as jewelry, art, and collectibles. In South Carolina, this means that MS Johnson's jewelry is protected against a wide range of risks, providing peace of mind that her valuable items are covered in various scenarios. Correct answer. C. Personal articles floater. Explanation. A personal articles floater is specifically designed to provide coverage for high-value personal property items that may have limited coverage under standard homeowners policies. This type of policy ensures that items such as jewelry, art, and collectibles are insured for their full value. In South Carolina, homeowners with valuable personal items often purchase these floaters to ensure comprehensive protection. Correct answer. A. The replacement cost of an item minus depreciation. Explanation. Actual cash value, ACV, refers to the replacement cost of an item minus depreciation. This means that the insurance payout reflects the item's current value, considering wear and tear and age. In South Carolina, policies that pay based on ACV may result in lower claim payments compared to replacement cost coverage, which does not deduct for depreciation. Correct answer. B. Coverage only for specific perils listed in the policy. Explanation. A named peril homeowners insurance policy provides coverage only for the specific perils listed in the policy. If a peril is not named, it is not covered. In South Carolina, homeowners with named peril policies need to carefully review their coverage to ensure it includes protection against the risks they are most likely to face. Correct answer. B. Other structures. Coverage B. Explanation. Other structures. Coverage B in a homeowner's insurance policy provides coverage for detached structures on the insured property such as garages, sheds, and fences. This part of the policy ensures that these structures are protected against covered perils. In South Carolina, homeowners with significant investments in detached structures should ensure they have adequate coverage B limits. Correct answer. B. Medical expenses for a guest who is injured on the insured's property. Explanation. Medical payments to others. Coverage F provides coverage for medical expenses incurred by guests who are injured on the insured's property, regardless of fault. This coverage is designed to quickly address medical costs and potentially avoid larger liability claims. In South Carolina, this part of the policy helps homeowners manage minor injuries that occur on their property without involving lengthy legal processes. Correct answer. B. To cover the cost of bringing a home into compliance with local floodplain management laws. Explanation. The increased cost of compliance. A coverage in a flood insurance policy covers the cost of bringing a home into compliance with local floodplain management laws after a flood. This can include elevating, demolishing, or relocating the building. In South Carolina, where floodplain management is crucial due to the risk of flooding, ICC helps homeowners meet regulatory requirements and reduce future flood risks. Correct answer. B. The tendency of individuals with higher risk to seek insurance coverage. Explanation. Adverse selection refers to the tendency of individuals with higher risk to seek insurance coverage more actively than those with lower risk. This can lead to an imbalanced risk pool and higher overall claims costs. In South Carolina, as in other states, insurers use underwriting and pricing strategies to mitigate adverse selection and ensure a balanced and sustainable risk pool. Correct answer. B. $4,500 explanation. If Mr. Smith files a claim for $5,000 in damages with a $500 deductible, his insurance company will pay $4,500. The deductible is the amount the insured must pay out of pocket before the insurance coverage kicks in. In South Carolina, understanding the impact of deductibles is essential for homeowners to accurately gauge their financial responsibility in the event of a claim. Correct answer. C. Flood insurance is available through the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP. Explanation. Flood insurance is available through the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, which provides coverage for flood-related damages that are not included in standard homeowners policies. In South Carolina, where flooding can be a significant risk, homeowners can purchase NFIP policies to protect their properties from flood damage. Correct answer. B. To cover the insured share of losses assessed by a homeowners association. Explanation. Loss assessment coverage provides protection for the insured share of losses assessed by a homeowners association. This can include costs related to property damage or liability claims involving common areas. In South Carolina, this coverage is important for homeowners and communities with homeowners associations to manage unexpected assessments. Correct answer. B. The cost to replace the insured item with a new one of like kind and quality without deduction for depreciation. Explanation. The replacement cost method evaluation provides for the cost to replace the insured item with a new one of like kind and quality without deduction for depreciation. This method ensures that policyholders can replace damaged or lost items without suffering a financial loss due to depreciation. In South Carolina, replacement cost coverage offers more robust protection compared to actual cash value coverage. Correct answer. B. To notify the insured that the policy is being canceled by the insurer. Explanation. A notice of cancellation clause in an insurance policy requires the insurer to notify the insured if the policy is being canceled. This notice gives the insured time to seek alternative coverage. In South Carolina, this clause protects policyholders from unexpected lapses in coverage and ensures they have adequate time to respond to a cancellation. Correct answer. C. Earthquake damage. Explanation. Earthquake damage is not typically covered under a standard homeowners insurance policy. Homeowners need to purchase separate earthquake insurance to cover this peril. In South Carolina, where earthquakes are less common but still possible, homeowners should consider the risk and the need for additional coverage to protect against seismic events. Correct answer. B. To settle disputes between the insurer and insured regarding the amount of a loss. Explanation. The appraisal clause in a homeowner's insurance policy is used to settle disputes between the insurer and the insured regarding the amount of a loss. If the parties cannot agree on the value of a claim, they can each select an appraiser, and the appraisers will attempt to reach an agreement or appoint an umpire if necessary. In South Carolina, this clause helps ensure fair resolution of claim disputes. Correct answer. B. To evaluate and settle insurance claims. Explanation. The primary role of an insurance adjuster is to evaluate and settle insurance claims. Adjusters assess the extent of damage or loss, determine the amount of coverage, and facilitate the claims process. In South Carolina, adjusters play a crucial role in ensuring that policyholders receive fair compensation according to their policy terms. Correct answer. C. Umbrella policy. Explanation. An umbrella policy is specifically designed to provide additional liability coverage beyond the limits of the insured's primary policies, such as homeowners and auto insurance. It offers extra protection against significant liability claims and lawsuits. In South Carolina, umbrella policies help individuals and families safeguard their assets and financial future from large claims. Correct answer. A. To require the insured to carry insurance equal to a specified percentage of the property's value. Explanation. The coinsurance clause in a property insurance policy requires the insured to carry insurance equal to a specified percentage of the property's value, typically 80%, 90%, or 100%. If the insured fails to meet this requirement, they may face a penalty in the event of a claim. In South Carolina, this clause ensures that policyholders maintain adequate coverage levels to protect their property. Correct answer. B. An individual intentionally damaging their own property to collect insurance proceeds. Explanation. A moral hazard in the context of insurance refers to an individual intentionally damaging their own property to collect insurance proceeds. This unethical behavior arises when the presence of insurance alters the policyholder's behavior, leading to increased risk. In South Carolina, as elsewhere, insurers implement measures to detect and prevent moral hazards to protect the integrity of the insurance system. Correct answer. A. To cover the cost of rebuilding to current building codes after covered loss. Explanation. Ordinance or law coverage pays for the increased costs of rebuilding or repairing a home to comply with current building codes after covered loss. This can include costs for demolition, increased construction expenses, and updates to meet new regulations. In South Carolina, this coverage is essential for homeowners to ensure their property meets modern safety and building standards. Correct answer: D. Intentional damage caused by the insured. Explanation: intentional damage caused by the insured is typically excluded under standard homeowners insurance policies. Insurance is designed to cover accidental and unforeseen losses, not those resulting from deliberate actions by the policyholder. In South Carolina, this exclusion helps prevent fraud and ensures that coverage is provided for legitimate claims only. Correct answer: B. To pay for temporary living expenses if the home is uninhabitable due to a covered loss. Explanation: additional living expenses, coverage D, pays for temporary living expenses if the home is uninhabitable due to covered loss. This can include costs for hotel stays, restaurant meals, and other necessary expenses while the home is being repaired or rebuilt. In South Carolina, this coverage ensures that homeowners are not financially burdened during the displacement period following a major loss. Correct answer: A. The insured must have a legal or financial interest in the property insured at the time of loss. Explanation: insurable interest means that the insured must have a legal or financial interest in the property insured at the time of loss. This requirement ensures that the insured stands to suffer a financial loss if the property is damaged or destroyed. In South Carolina, having an insurable interest is a fundamental principle that underpins the validity of an insurance policy. Correct answer: B. A temporary insurance contract providing coverage until a formal policy is issued. Explanation: a binder is a temporary insurance contract providing coverage until a formal policy is issued. It serves as proof of insurance and ensures that coverage is in place during the interim period. In South Carolina, binders are commonly used when immediate coverage is needed, allowing time for the formal underwriting process to be completed. Correct answer: A. The insurer's obligation to defend the insured in a lawsuit alleging covered damages. Explanation: the duty to defend provision in a liability insurance policy obligates the insurer to defend the insured in a lawsuit alleging covered damages, even if the claims are groundless, false, or fraudulent. This provision is critical in protecting policyholders from the financial burden of legal defense costs. In South Carolina, this duty ensures that insured individuals and entities receive legal support when facing liability claims. Correct answer: C. The possibility of a house fire. Explanation: a pure risk involves situations where there is no possibility of gain, only the potential for loss or no loss. The possibility of a house fire is an example of a pure risk as it involves only the risk of damage or destruction without any opportunity for gain. In South Carolina, insurance is primarily designed to cover pure risks, providing financial protection against potential losses. Question 61. In South Carolina, what is the primary benefit of adding a scheduled personal property endorsement to a homeowner's insurance policy? A. To provide coverage for additional living expenses. B. To increase liability limits for personal injuries. C. To cover high-value items with specific limits. D. To reduce the premium cost to the policy. Question 62. What does HA4 refer to in the context of South Carolina homeowners insurance? A. A policy for renters. B. A policy for mobile homes. C. A policy for condominium owners. D. A comprehensive homeowners policy. Question 63. Which of the following is an example of an insurable interest under South Carolina insurance regulations? A. An individual taking out insurance on their neighbor's home. B. A landlord insuring a rental property they own. C. A friend insuring another friend's vehicle. D. A tenant insuring the building they live in. Question 64. In South Carolina, which of the following perils is typically covered by the named perils homeowners insurance policy? A. Flood. B. Earthquake. C. Theft. D. War. Question 65. What is the primary purpose of the subrogation clause in a South Carolina insurance policy? A. To allow the insurer to recover costs from a third party responsible for a loss. B. To limit the insurer's liability in case of multiple claims. C. To outline the insurer's duty to defend the insured. D. To provide coverage for additional living expenses. Question 66. Which of the following is NOT typically covered under a personal auto policy, PAP, in South Carolina? A. Collision damage to the insured's vehicle. B. Liability for bodily injury to others. C. Medical payments for the insured and passengers. D. Regular maintenance and wear and tear repairs. Question 67. Mr. Anderson's South Carolina homeowner's insurance policy includes a windstorm or hail exclusion. If his home is damaged by a hurricane, will his policy cover the repairs? A. Yes, because hurricanes are not specifically mentioned. B. Yes, because windstorm exclusions do not apply to hurricanes. C. No, because hurricanes involve wind damage. D. No, because homeowners insurance policies do not cover any natural disasters. Question 68. Which of the following describes the pair and set clause in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. It covers the replacement cost of one item in a set if damaged. B. It provides coverage for pairs of items only, not single items. C. It allows the insurer to pay the difference in value, before and after, a loss of part of the set. D. It covers the cost of restoring a pair to its original condition. Question 69. What is the primary role of an insurance agent in South Carolina? A. To adjust and settle insurance claims. B. To underwrite insurance policies. C. To sell insurance policies and provide customer service. D. To investigate insurance fraud. Question 70. In South Carolina, what does actual cash value refer to in an insurance policy? A. The cost to replace an item with a new one of similar kind and quality. B. The depreciated value of an item at the time of loss. C. The original purchase price of an item. D. The market value of an item. Question 71. Which of the following best explains the purpose of an endorsement ICA South Carolina insurance policy? A. To exclude specific perils from coverage. B. To modify the original terms of the policy. C. To provide a summary of the policy terms. D. To cancel the policy. Question 72. What type of coverage does Coverage E, ICA South Carolina homeowners insurance policy provide? A. Dwelling coverage. B. Other structures coverage. C. Personal liability coverage. D. Medical payments to others. Question 73. Mr. Williams has a South Carolina auto insurance policy with liability limits of $50,000, $100,000, $50,000. What do these limits represent? A. $50,000 per person for bodily injury, $100,000 per accident for bodily injury, $50,000 per accident for property damage. B. $50,000 per accident for bodily injury, $100,000 per person for bodily injury, $50,000 per accident for property damage. C. $50,000 per person for property damage, $100,000 per accident for property damage, $50,000 per accident for bodily injury. D. $50,000 per person for bodily injury, $100,000 per person for property damage, $50,000 per accident for bodily injury. Question 74. In the context of South Carolina insurance, what is the primary function of the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP? A. To provide insurance for high-risk drivers. B. To offer flood insurance to property owners in flood-prone areas. C. To regulate the insurance industry. D. To assist with the cost of earthquake damage. Question 75. Which of the following is NOT typically considered a covered peril under a standard South Carolina homeowners insurance policy? A. Fire. B. Theft. C. Earthquake. D. Vandalism. Question 76. In South Carolina, what is the waiting period for flood insurance policies under the NFIP? A. 10 days. B. 20 days. C. 30 days. D. 60 days. Question 77. What does the term utmost good faith refer to in the context of South Carolina insurance contracts? A. The insurer's duty to settle claims promptly. B. The mutual obligation of honesty and disclosure between the insurer and insured. C. The requirement for the insured to pay premiums on time. D. The obligation of the insured to mitigate damages after a loss. Question 78. Which type of policy is specifically designed to provide excess liability coverage beyond the limits of underlying policies in South Carolina? A. Homeowners insurance policy. B. Personal auto policy. C. Personal umbrella policy. D. Renter's insurance policy. Question 79. Under South Carolina insurance regulations, what does moral hazard refer to? A. The risk of loss due to dishonest behavior by the insured. B. The increased risk of loss due to poor maintenance. C. The potential for loss due to natural disasters. D. The tendency for insured parties to take greater risks because they have insurance. Question 80. Which of the following best describes the purpose of a replacement cost coverage ECA South Carolina homeowners insurance policy? A. To reimburse the policyholder for the actual cash value of damaged property. B. To pay for the cost of replacing damaged property without deduction for depreciation. C. To provide additional coverage for high-value items. D. To cover the cost of temporary living expenses. Question 81. What is the primary purpose of uninsured underinsured motorist coverage ECA South Carolina auto insurance policy? A. To cover damage to the insured's vehicle in a collision. B. To pay for medical expenses for the insured and passengers. C. To provide coverage if the insured is involved in an accident with a driver who has insufficient or no insurance. D. To reimburse the insured for towing and labor costs. Question 82. Which of the following best describes a personal articles Florida ECA South Carolina insurance policy? A. A policy that covers damage to watercraft. B. A rider that provides additional coverage for specific high-value items. C. An endorsement that covers flood damage. D. A policy that insures rental properties. Question 83. What does the subrogation allow an insurance company to do after paying a claim in South Carolina? A. Deny future claims from the same policyholder. B. Increase the policyholder's premiums. C. Recover the amount paid from a third party responsible for the loss. D. Cancel the policyholder's coverage. Question 84. In South Carolina, what is the main function of the declarations page in an insurance policy? A. To outline the steps to file a claim. B. To provide details about the coverage, including policy limits and premiums. C. To list the exclusions and limitations of the policy. D. To explain the insurer's underwriting guidelines. Question 85. Which of the following is true about the agreed value option in an insurance policy in South Carolina? A. It allows the insurer to adjust the claim amount based on the market value at the time of loss. B. It provides coverage based on an amount agreed upon by the insurer and insured at the time the policy is written. C. It covers the actual cash value of the insured item. D. It requires the insured to submit receipts for all items claimed. Question 86. In South Carolina, which of the following is typically an OT covered under a personal liability insurance policy? A. Bodily injury to a guest at the insured's home. B. Property damage caused by the insured to a neighbor's property. C. Legal defense costs for a cover claim. D. Intentional acts of damage by the insured. Question 87. Mr. Thomas's South Carolina homeowners insurance policy includes a loss of use provision. What does this provision cover? A. The cost of repairing the damaged property. B. The actual cash value of the damaged items. C. The additional living expenses incurred while the home is being repaired. D. The liability for injuries to guests on the property. Question 88. Which of the following best explains open peril coverage in a South Carolina insurance policy? A. It covers all perils except those specifically excluded in the policy. B. It only covers perils explicitly listed in the policy. C. It excludes all natural disasters from coverage. D. It provides coverage for named perils only. Question 89. What does insurable interest mean in the context of South Carolina insurance law? A. The insured must have a financial stake in the insured property. B. The insured must be the legal owner of the insured property. C. The insured must reside at the insured property. D. The insured must have a high net worth. Question 90. Which type of insurance policy is designed to provide coverage for valuables such as jewelry, art, and collectibles in South Carolina? A. Personal auto policy, PAP. B. Dwelling policy. C. Personal articles, floater. D. Flood insurance policy. Correct answer. C. To cover high-value items with specific limits. Explanation. A scheduled personal property endorsement allows policyholders to list high-value items such as jewelry or artwork separately in their homeowner's insurance policy with specific coverage limits. This ensures that these items are adequately protected beyond the standard policy limits. In South Carolina, this endorsement is crucial for individuals who own valuable personal property and want to ensure they receive full compensation in the event of a loss. Correct answer. A. A policy for renters. Explanation. HA4 is a type of homeowners insurance policy specifically designed for renters. It provides coverage for personal property and liability but does not cover the structure itself, as that is the landlord's responsibility. In South Carolina, renters can use HA4 policies to protect their belongings and guard against liability claims. Correct answer. B. A landlord insuring a rental property they own. Explanation. Insurable interest exists when a person or entity stands to suffer a financial loss from the damage or destruction of the insured property. A landlord insuring a rental property they own is an example of insurable interest, as the landlord would incur a financial loss if the property were damaged. In South Carolina, having an insurable interest is necessary for a valid insurance policy. Correct answer. C. Theft. Explanation. A named perils homeowners insurance policy covers specific perils explicitly listed in the policy, such as theft, fire, and windstorm. Perils like flood and earthquake usually require separate policies or endorsements, and war is typically excluded. In South Carolina, understanding what perils are covered by a policy helps homeowners ensure they have adequate protection. Correct answer. A. To allow the insurer to recover costs from a third party responsible for a loss. Explanation. The subrogation clause allows the insurer to step into the shoes of the insured and recover costs from a third party responsible for a loss after the insurer has paid the claim. This helps prevent double recovery and ensures that the party responsible for the damage bears the cost. In South Carolina, subrogation helps keep insurance premiums lower by recouping losses from at-fault parties. Correct answer. D. Regular maintenance and wear and tear repairs. Explanation. A personal auto policy, PAT, does not cover regular maintenance and wear and tear repairs. PAP typically includes coverage for collision damage, liability for bodily injury, and medical payments. In South Carolina, policyholders are responsible for routine maintenance and repairs to keep their vehicles in good condition. Correct answer. C. No, because hurricanes involve wind damage. Explanation. A windstorm or hail exclusion means that any damage caused by wind, including that from a hurricane, is not covered under the policy. Policyholders in South Carolina need to be aware of such exclusions and may need to purchase additional coverage, such as a separate windstorm or hurricane policy, to protect against these risks. Correct answer. C. It allows the insurer to pay the difference in value before and after a loss of part of a set. Explanation. The pair and set clause in a homeowner's insurance policy allows the insurer to pay the difference in value of the pair or set before and after the loss of one item. This means that if one item of a set is damaged, the compensation is based on the loss in value of the entire set. In South Carolina, this clause ensures fair compensation for partial losses in valuable sets. Correct answer. C. To sell insurance policies and provide customer service. Explanation. The primary role of an insurance agent is to sell insurance policies and provide customer service. Agents help clients understand their insurance needs, recommend appropriate coverage, and assist with policy applications and claims processes. In South Carolina, agents serve as the main point of contact between the insurer and the policyholder. Correct answer. B. The depreciated value of an item at the time of loss. Explanation. Actual cash value, ACV, refers to the depreciated value of an item at the time of loss, considering its age, condition, and wear and tear. It represents the amount the item is worth just before the loss occurred. In South Carolina, ACV is used to determine the payout amount for claims under certain types of policies, ensuring policyholders are compensated fairly based on the current value of their property. Correct answer. B. To modify the original terms of the policy. Explanation. An endorsement is an amendment to an insurance policy that modifies its original terms. It can add, remove, or change coverage to better suit the policyholder's needs. In South Carolina, endorsements allow policyholders to customize their insurance policies to ensure adequate and appropriate coverage for their specific circumstances. Correct answer. C. Personal liability coverage. Explanation. Coverage E in a homeowner's insurance policy provides personal liability coverage. It protects the insured against claims for bodily injury or property damage that they are legally responsible for, both on and off their property. In South Carolina, personal liability coverage is essential for protecting homeowners from significant financial losses due to lawsuits. Correct answer. If $50,000 per person for bodily injury, $100,000 per accident for bodily injury, $50,000 per accident for property damage. Explanation. The limits $50,000, $100,000, $50,000 in an auto insurance policy indicate $50,000 per person for bodily injury, $100,000 per accident for bodily injury, and $50,000 per accident for property damage. In South Carolina, these limits define the maximum amounts the insurer will pay for covered losses, helping to protect policyholders from substantial financial liability in the event of an accident. Correct answer. B. To offer flood insurance to property owners in flood-prone areas. Explanation. The National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, provides flood insurance to property owners in flood-prone areas. It aims to reduce the financial impact of flooding by offering affordable insurance coverage and promoting floodplain management regulations. In South Carolina, the NFIP helps homeowners and businesses protect their property from the significant losses that can result from flooding. Correct answer. C. Earthquake. Explanation. Earthquake damage is not typically covered under a standard homeowner's insurance policy and usually requires a separate earthquake insurance policy or endorsement. In South Carolina, policyholders who want protection against earthquake damage must purchase additional coverage specifically for that peril. Correct answer. C. 30 days. Explanation. The waiting period for flood insurance policies under the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, is typically 30 days. This waiting period helps prevent policyholders from purchasing insurance only when a flood threat is imminent. In South Carolina, understanding the waiting period is crucial for property owners to ensure they have coverage in place well before a flood occurs. Correct answer. B. The mutual obligation of honesty and disclosure between the insurer and insured. Explanation. Utmost good faith refers to the mutual obligation of honesty and full disclosure between the insurer and the insured. Both parties must act in good faith and provide accurate information to ensure the validity and fairness of the insurance contract. In South Carolina, this principle is fundamental to maintaining trust and transparency in the insurance industry. Correct answer. C. Personal umbrella policy. Explanation. A personal umbrella policy provides excess liability coverage beyond the limits of underlying policies such as homeowners or auto insurance. It offers additional protection against significant liability claims and lawsuits. In South Carolina, personal umbrella policies are crucial for individuals seeking higher liability limits to safeguard their assets. Correct answer. D. The tendency for insured parties to take greater risks because they have insurance. Explanation. Moral hazard refers to the tendency for insured parties to take greater risks because they have insurance, knowing they are protected against losses. This behavior can lead to more frequent or severe claims. In South Carolina, insurers manage moral hazard through underwriting practices and policy provisions that encourage responsible behavior. Correct answer. B. To pay for the cost of replacing damaged property without deduction for depreciation. Explanation. Replacement cost coverage pays for the cost of replacing damaged property without deduction for depreciation. It ensures that policyholders can restore their property to its original condition with new materials of like kind and quality. In South Carolina, this coverage helps homeowners recover fully from covered losses without out-of-pocket expenses for depreciation. Correct answer. C. To provide coverage if the insured is involved in an accident with a driver who has insufficient or no insurance. Explanation. Uninsured underinsured motorist coverage provides protection if the insured is involved in an accident with a driver who has insufficient or no insurance. It covers medical expenses, lost wages, and other damages that the at-fault driver is unable to pay. In South Carolina, this coverage is essential for ensuring that policyholders are protected against uninsured or underinsured motorists. Correct answer. B. A rider that provides additional coverage for specific high-value items. Explanation. A personal articles floater is a rider that provides additional coverage for specific high-value items such as jewelry, artwork, and collectibles. It ensures that these items are covered for their full value, often beyond the limits of a standard homeowner's policy. In South Carolina, personal articles floaters are important for individuals who own valuable personal property and seek comprehensive coverage. Correct answer. C. Recover the amount paid from a third party responsible for the loss. Explanation. Subrogation allows an insurance company to recover the amount paid from a third party responsible for the loss after settling a claim with the insured. This process helps to reduce the insurer's financial loss and ensures that the party at fault bears the cost. In South Carolina, subrogation is a common practice in insurance claims management. Correct answer. B. To provide details about the coverage, including policy limits and premiums. Explanation. The declarations page in an insurance policy provides details about the coverage, including policy limits, premiums, the insured's name, the policy period, and the property or items insured. It serves as a summary of the essential information about the policy. In South Carolina, reviewing the declarations page helps policyholders understand their coverage and obligations. Correct answer. B. It provides coverage based on an amount agreed upon by the insurer and insured at the time the policy is written. Explanation. The agreed value option provides coverage based on an amount agreed upon by the insurer and insured at the time the policy is written. This amount is paid in the event of a total loss, regardless of the actual cash value or replacement cost at the time of the loss. In South Carolina, agreed value policies are often used for high-value items or antiques where the value may be subjective. Correct answer. D. Intentional acts of damage by the insured. Explanation. Personal liability insurance typically does not cover intentional acts of damage by the insured. Coverage is generally provided for accidental injuries and property damage caused by the insured or their family members. In South Carolina, intentional acts are excluded to prevent fraud and abuse of the insurance system. Correct answer. C. The additional living expenses incurred while the home is being repaired. Explanation. The loss of use provision covers additional living expenses incurred while the home is being repaired and is uninhabitable. This includes costs such as hotel stays, meals, and other necessary expenses. In South Carolina, this coverage helps homeowners maintain their standard of living during the repair process. Correct answer. A. It covers all perils except those specifically excluded in the policy. Explanation. Open peril coverage, also known as walrus coverage, covers all perils except those specifically excluded in the policy. This type of coverage is broader and provides protection against a wide range of risks. In South Carolina, open peril policies offer comprehensive protection for policyholders, ensuring coverage for unforeseen events. Correct answer. A. The insured must have a financial stake in the insured property. Explanation. Insurable interest means that the insured must have a financial stake in the insured property, meaning they would suffer a financial loss if the property were damaged or destroyed. This requirement ensures that insurance policies are not used for speculative or fraudulent purposes. In South Carolina, insurable interest is a fundamental principle of insurance law. Correct answer. C. Personal articles floater. Explanation. A personal articles floater is designed to provide coverage for valuables such as jewelry, art, and collectibles. It offers protection beyond the limits of a standard homeowner's policy and covers items on an agreed value or replacement cost basis. In South Carolina, personal articles floaters are essential for individuals who own high-value personal property and want to ensure comprehensive coverage.